I spent a lot of time doing what I think most of the world does at some point or another, and that is trying to be someone else. For a long time in my life, I wanted to be Diana Ross, or just somebody supreme. And then I wanted to just stop somebody in the name of love. And it took me a long time to realize that no matter how much I dieted, I was never going to have Diana's thighs, and I couldn't even sing. And I think life has a way of teaching us things. I think that everything that happens in everybody's life happens for a reason, although you may not at the time recognize what the reason is. And so what I've tried to do is to let the good and the bad always teach me something and grow from that. I learned how important it was to be myself. And I'm grateful for that lesson because I go on the air every day and I'm paid to essentially be myself. It was a difficult lesson for me because when I first started in broadcasting, anchoring the news in Nashville, Tennessee, I was 19 years old, not very sure of who I was. So I started out imitating Barbara Walters. I tried to look like Barbara, talk like Barbara, walk like Barbara. And it was not until I was on the air one night with a list of foreign countries, and in those countries was Canada, and I called Canada Canada, and started laughing at myself, that I made a breakthrough from pretending to be Barbara and let a little of myself come through. When I moved to Baltimore at the age of 22, it was during the age when television management always, I guess, wanted the people on the air to look and behave a certain way. And I've been black all my life, so I'm not sure what they wanted me to become, but I went to the station and they said, "Your hair is too thick, and your eyes are too far apart, and your nose is too wide, and your chin is too long, and you need to do something about it." And so they sent me to one of these shishi-puku places in New York City, where they serve you wine before they do your hair, so it doesn't matter what you look like when you come out. I was at the time doing what a lot of people do. I was going through my life always trying to please other people. So when they told me that that's where I had to go, I said, okay, fine. I do have some sense, though. I know that there's a commonality in the human experience, and I believe that we are all one, but I do recognize that our hair textures are not the same. So when I walked into the salon, I said to them, "Do you all do black hair here?" And the response was, "Oui, madame, we do black hair, and we do red hair, we do blonde hair, and we do your hair." So I let a French man put a French perm on my black hair, and I ended up several weeks later almost completely bald. I had 3 little spriggles in the front and 2 on the side where I'd slicked down with some dippity-doo. And one of the production assistants, who's now my best friend, came to me and said, "You don't have no hair." And it was at that time that I started to discover that there were things in life that were more important than the way you looked or the kind of car you drove or the kind of house you were able to afford and so forth. And since that time, I have come to know that there is a power, a spirit, a flow, a pattern, a rhythm in the universe. I call it God, and I am assured that anything that is as omnipotent as I know God to be does not get ticked with a name, so it really doesn't matter what you call it or him or she. I have learned that in my darkest moments and saddest moments and most joyful moments, that if I can give myself over to that and be led by the Spirit in my heart, and I think so many people expect God to speak to them accompanied by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, it does not happen that way. It is the Spirit in your heart that tells you the difference between what is right and wrong. It is the Spirit in your heart that allows you to know what you really love to do and what will bring you joy and what will bring service to other people and joy to the lives of other people. And if you can allow yourself, with all of the advice that you've been given over the past several days and words of wisdom that you have heard and will hear and will read and encounter throughout your life, if you can just allow yourself to tap into that spirit, success, and I mean real success, will be yours. I think it's wonderful, the position that I hold on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and I'm now in the process of building my own studio. But what a lot of people don't see is the peace of mind that I have, and the real joy that I have in my life that comes from knowing who I am and striving and always seeking for the higher good. And so I encourage you. I hope that my life can be an encouragement to you and to other people. I hope that my life can be a light to someone, and that people can see the light in me and understand that the power of God that has allowed me to be and continues to allow me to seek and search does the same for us all. Courage.